Hey y'all, this is a tutorial for brakes. This will be the third tutorial I've done, but I wouldn't necessarily say these are more like advanced brakes. I would say the last one is that I'll show, but the first two are probably more like intermediate. So anyway, the three brakes that I'm going to demonstrate are a one-handed brake, which looks like this. The second one being, actually I should change this shirt. This is probably going to be hard to do. Elbow brakes, which are kind of like, really more like you're pinching under your arm with your arms in like this. So like this. And the third one being this kind of 4-beat brake. I don't really know how, like what, if it has a name or whatever. But yeah, this one's probably the more complicated one, but it's really about catching the rhythm of it and like getting the like beat in your head. The other thing is you have to kind of go both directions, so that can be a little difficult. But I'm going to take this off just because it's going to be really difficult to work around. Okay, so, right, so let's go with the first brake is just, it's one-handed brake. So basically with that, you're going to be using, so say you're going to start with your right hand. So as just how you're used to this kind of brake, it's the same thing except your right arm or left arm, whatever one it is, brakes on the side that you're used to, follows the hoop around, and then brakes over here, and then it comes back. So your hand kind of follows the hoop. It doesn't have to like necessarily leave the hoop. You could really like do that, but honestly I think it's quite a lot easier to just follow it. So I'll just kind of do this vertically so that it's easier to kind of demonstrate what I'm doing. So you'll see that my right hand is braking over here like normal, and I'm giving with the brake a little bit. What you need to do with probably any brake, it's going to make it easier to keep it on a straight plane, is you give as much as possible to where your shoulder is kind of at a center point. So doing this, and then I'm sending my body with the momentum over. My hand, you can, even if you want to, start by just holding it and getting used to this. And what you can do on the other side is kind of brace the brake between your bicep and like your other hand. So as you're like turning here. So you can see that I'm using my left arm a little bit to kind of hit the brake and push it and like brace it to push back. And then with your left hand, same thing. Starting on my left side, coming over, turning so that my shoulder is kind of like center point, and then bracing it to brake here. So like this. And my hand is kind of, my hand is open. It's kind of like this on it to like, so I have the most like surface area to kind of work with. Because I'm really even, when I'm braking over on the other side, because I'm not so good with this left side, I'm even using my forearm a bit to brake too. So, but really the trick is to get going fast enough to where, like you'll see that I'm kind of, I'll do this from the side, I'm really like reaching over to my other arm. And then as you get better, if you have a larger hoop, this one's a little tricky, you'll get loosen up and be able to kind of just like go back and forth with it. So the second set of brakes are elbow brakes, and these are funny, mostly just because they just feel a little awkward, definitely at first, until you can kind of like make it work, you know? Oh my god. My cat's just not here. Okay. Yeah, so it can feel a little weird at first. You just have to get used to it. But essentially, you're going to be pinching the hoop when you do your break. You're going to be pinching the hoop like back here and between like your arm, just like this, and you're kind of pushing it that way. So I'm turning around and then pushing it like that. It's a little awkward. Obviously, spinning around while you're doing it helps a lot. And also continue, if you can go both, obviously if you can shoulder hoop and you can go in both directions, you can slow this down a bit by breaking and then doing a rotation and then breaking to get the hang of it. But if you can't, it'll be easier to learn it continuously. So, kind of like this. What I like to do when I'm doing that is pair it with a lot of different breaks. So maybe I'm chest hooping and I like do a break down here, and then I'll do a couple of these, or pair it with like one on the inside, you know, whatever, kind of like getting crazy with like the combos of like different breaks, like just whatever feels right at the moment to like keep the hoop up. But on to the third one, which is this like 4-beat break. Essentially, it's a break. You're padding with your right hand, and padding is when you lightly touch the hoop. You're padding with your left hand, then with your right hand, and then breaking with your left hand. So it's like a right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Don't worry, I'll break it down, but for me, it helped with this trick to think in my head either like 1, 2, 3, 4, like count the rhythm out, or to be like break, pad, pad, break, break, pad, pad, break, or you can do right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, whatever makes sense for you. And then the other tip that I have with this is to just, as when it's easier, to shoulder hoop, chest hoop, whatever, when you're spinning. Same goes for these breaks, especially since this one is a little bit more involved. So I think I kind of will sometimes, don't turn around all the way, but I mean I could. You can drag it out for as long as you want, but like sometimes it really does help to kind of really give with it and turn, like I mentioned before. So anyway, get down to this. The first thing you need to be comfortable with, besides, you know, normal breaks like this, is padding. So I have to explain what that is. Basically, with padding, you know, when you're shoulder hooping, you're pumping your chest out to hit the hoop to keep it going around. So what you want to do is kind of replace that chest pump with using your forearm to bump the hoop out. So to get more comfortable with that, I would suggest shoulder hooping with your arm in there, get 2 in there, and then practice getting comfortable with giving little pushes. So giving little pushes instead of the chest push. So when it comes around, you round your back, it comes around to the front, and you give a little push. And then eventually, you want to kind of be comfortable with doing one and then the other, and try taking one out and the other out. So it's kind of like this thing. And you notice that I'm turning because it makes it a lot easier. So definitely take note of that. But I need to go the other direction. I'm getting dizzy. You know, same thing. You probably would want to practice this going both directions. I know that not everyone can shoulder hoop in both directions, but I would definitely urge you to try it with a giant hoop and like get the feel for it, because it opens up your flow like so much. But anyway, once you have that kind of the padding down, we can get into learning the break. So this break basically is, you're breaking it just like a normal break like this. You're gonna break on the right, and then it's gonna come into your chest, when it comes, okay, as it comes in, you're sticking your left arm to the hoop, patting it. As the hoop comes around again, you pat it with your right, and then your left breaks it. So if you can tell what I am doing here, so break, pad, pad, break, pad, pad, break, pad, pad, break, pad, pad, break, just like that. For me, I was able to do it going to the right for a really long time, doing like that, but I could not for the life of me do it the opposite direction because I didn't know how to shoulder hoop the other way. So if you're having that problem, that's how you can troubleshoot. But basically, you know, it's really just getting that rhythm down to where it's a break, pad, pad, break, pad, pad, break, pad, pad, break, just like that. The other thing that can help when you're learning it, oh my god, hold on. No, Onyx. I'm so nervous that he's gonna eat this paint. Okay. Is to think about it as, which you can start by doing this initially if you're having trouble, is to think about it more like you're breaking with both of these arms or hands. So you can start by getting used to having your opposite arm that you're breaking with. So say I'm breaking on the right side, I want to have my left hand in here. I want to kind of like squeeze, I want to have my left hand up in my chest. And then I'm going to go this way, and then I want to have my right hand on the left side of my chest. And then use the momentum of both of your hands pushing down to make the hoop go. It's difficult for me with this little hoop. There we go. So try to get used to that momentum, and then from there, it's just combining this all together. So where you're switching your hands, and then after you break, you push, push, break, push, push, break. So I know that one can be really difficult to get used to, figure out, whatever, but don't give up on it. You might just need to like come back to it when you're more comfortable shoulder hooping in both directions, or I don't know, just a little more experience sometimes helps to have like found your flow a little bit more or whatever. But you know, if you have any questions or want to shoot me a video to like look at or whatever, just like don't hesitate to, because I really like to help you guys out. And yeah, anyway, I hope that this helped you learn some new breaks and you had fun with it.